Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. So happy to be here with you again today. I wanted to know, do you struggle to find your blocks, or do you struggle to remove your blocks even if you already know what they are? And if you do, then what I'm going to tell you is going to be a game changer for you. I too struggled with finding my blocks and removing my blocks for so long until I stumbled into the solution for this problem. So, what does this problem look like, right? For me, it showed up as understanding that I had a dream and a desire to manifest a business, manifest abundance, manifest freedom, service, connection, love, health, wealth, all the things. And I would research videos. I would watch lots of YouTube videos about different types of manifestations, and I would journal and write out with clarity. I'd have my vision board and do all of the manifestation techniques. And yet I still struggled to step into my purpose, create my own business, struggled in love, all the things, right? And it can feel frustrating. It can feel like there's something wrong with me. I'm not doing it right. These manifestation techniques work for everyone else but me. And it can be a little bit of a grade on your self-esteem, right? Where we can feel like I'm failing. It's a problem with me that I'm not doing it right. And it's not your fault. It would make complete sense that you would expect it to work because there's all of these videos out there saying this one meditation will manifest your dreams overnight, right? Or and we then move into believing that, well, maybe I didn't do it long enough or I didn't do it right. And so we keep going back and we keep trying to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, expecting that someday, poof, my dream is going to be fallen or dropped into my lap. And again, that's not your fault because that's kind of the message that people are giving us. And this message of positive thinking has been pervasive as it relates to blocks and manifestation and how they all come together, right? We're told that our thoughts create our reality, which I still believe. I am in no way challenging that. But our strategy from there is to say, okay, I have to control my thoughts. I have to control everything that I think all throughout every single day. And that can lead to toxic positivity where we're not feeling, we're not truly expressing, we're not speaking our truth, we're not aligned because there's disassociation and a numbing out or a suppression of how we really feel. And so then it takes us back to that problem of what is my block? Why can't I manifest? And we again go back to the thoughts, just thinking positive, saying the words, saying affirmations, saying it out loud all day long, writing it down again for the hundredth time, and the problem still persists, right? So what do we believe that is causing this problem? It's the belief that somehow our thoughts or our ability to control our thoughts will allow us to manifest. And we believe in some cases that we have this block that we have to cognitively process. We have to find it with our brain. We have to fix it with our brain. We have to fix it with our words. And all of this is very cognitive processing, right? So we want to look at the beliefs that are holding us back, right? Our beliefs lead to our thoughts, which then leads to our manifestations. We also need to understand that our belief has historically been these thoughts that I could cognitively come up with, right? Conscious brain is prefrontal cortex, intelligent function up here, this area of the brain. That's what we're using to create our thoughts or try to control our thoughts. And so we want to start to notice and differentiate, right? Notice our beliefs, the belief that positive thinking will break through the blocks and allow me to step into the life that I dream of. The belief that I have the ability even to cognitively control my thoughts, right? And the belief that the cognitive thoughts are the thing that creates the manifestation, which to some degree is true, but it's not the whole picture. We have an entire brain that is playing here, right? So we have to ask ourselves, how many people have struggled to manifest even though they stayed positive and optimistic for weeks and months and years on end? That should tell us that there is something missing. It's not just you. You're not broken. You're not doing it right. right? You're not doing it right. So while positive thinking is absolutely valuable, absolutely critical, absolutely necessary, it is not the whole picture. And so we have to ask ourselves, what if transforming our cognitive thoughts was not enough, right? What if it's about aligning your entire being to abundance? We have to use the entire library of resources that we have been given, right? We don't want to rely solely on the cognitive processes because that might lead us to overlooking the deep-rooted obstacles that are in us, the roots of the weeds, the roots of the blocks. So what would happen if you learned how to heal without the mind? Right? Right? When I first discovered this, I was like, no freaking way. Right? I think, therefore I am was a common phrase that led us down a very difficult path. We do still exist without thought, right? Remember, you are the observer. You are not the thought. So yes, positive thinking is important, but when you identify the priorities necessary for tapping into abundance, where does addressing emotional blocks and reprogramming the subconscious fit in? I know there's a lot of confusion around reprogramming the subconscious. So many people are confused as how to do this. We think that affirmations and meditations will just magically turn the key, and to some extent, again, I want to clarify, I'm not saying these things are not right, but they are not the whole picture, right? We have to look at the bigger picture and look at how could the path to abundance involve more than just altering surface level thoughts. Have you ever asked yourself what other changes could truly clear the way? So imagine your journey to abundance is a garden, right? Positive thinking might just be like trimming the leaves, but what is really required is uprooting those underlying roots of those weeds, which are your blocks to growth, manifestation, abundance, health, wealth, love, whatever it is that you seek, right? I can tell you because I have tried all the things. I literally have done QHHT, hypnosis, manifestations, affirmations, meditations, the vision board, driving towards a goal for years and years on end. And yet I still struggled. And I think the best example of this is when I first tried to start my business, that I had done all of the manifestation techniques for years before I came to the point where I said, okay, I'm going to quit my job and we're going to start this business. And I left the corporate world and I tried to start the business and I choked. And what it looked like was more so, I thought I was too tired. I thought I didn't have the energy. I thought I was overwhelmed with not understanding how to do things. I thought that video was scary, or I'm not meant to be, a talking head, or I had all of these beliefs and issues swirling around. And it very much in my blind spots. I could not see what was happening. I could not see the forest through the trees, right? I was struggling to start my business, and I pivoted 5 times, 5 ways to Sunday. I started with a high school concept. We were going to start a high school. And then from there, we scaled it back. I said, okay, we'll just start a software company. And then there we scaled it back. Okay, just curriculum. We'll do the lesson plans, right? And I felt like I could not give it away for free. And what it was the marketing and sales piece, that when I had to get out there and I don't want to say pitch, but that's the technical term, right? But I had to articulate with language that came from a place of certainty and belief and knowing that this has to be done. We have to change our school system. We have to educate kids based on their gifts and their abilities. Students have to take a lead in their education. They have to be involved in discovering, who am I? What do I want to do with my life? What is my purpose? So that when they reach 18, they can step out into the world fully ready to have their own business or to step into their purpose, or whatever that might look like. So that's just kind of an example of the pitch that I should have been able to give that I could not give. And what was my block? I couldn't figure it out. I thought a better lesson plan, a better sales pitch, a better marketing team, a better social strategy, right? All of those were the blocks that I thought I was dealing with, when really at the end of the day, I had to go back to the corporate world because I couldn't make it work. I didn't understand why it wasn't working. I knew in my being that partially the path I was choosing to go down wasn't even right. And that's a story for another day. I'll have to take a note on that because that would be a great video as well. I guess I'll just tell you now, we don't have to create a whole new video necessarily, but like I felt that my purpose meant changing the world, which meant boiling the ocean, which meant I had to do something so big that I had proven my value and worth so then I could deserve the freedom and the abundance that I was trying to manifest. So that's just kind of an example of what we're dealing with here. Right? So what was the problem? The problem was I had a very difficult childhood where I was given the message subtly and overtly that there was something wrong with me, right? I was a pastor's daughter. I was told on a regular basis I was a sinner. I was shameful. I was going to hell. I should repent. I should apologize essentially for being who I was, right? Even as a 5-year-old child, I like to embellish and tell stories, but I was called a liar. And I was told I was going to burn in hell for the lies that I was telling, right? Even though I very obviously was saying as a 5-year-old, I just went to the safari and saw giraffes, right? Not appropriate behavior for a parent and perfectly appropriate behavior for a 5-year-old. But the message I received was, there's something wrong with you, right? And so the way manifestation works is we have a belief, there's something wrong with me. From there comes a thought, a subconscious thought. This is the key. I did not realize the program of there's something wrong with me and I'm bad. Those are my two key phrases that I found through my healing journey that lived in my subconscious. So no matter how much I told myself, I am worthy, I am valuable, I deserve this, I am a millionaire, I am this, I am that, all those I am affirmation statements, my cognitive brain believed it. My subconscious brain did not. And I had no idea that those programs were living in my blind spot every single day and became the filter through which I determined every decision in my life, every movement I made towards a business, every movement I made in a relationship, every single step of my life was run through this filter of, yeah, but I'm bad and I'm not enough. So do I deserve this? Right. And so going back to that manifestation mechanism, the belief creates the thought creates the chemistry that floods your body. The stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol feel like crap. And your energy, your emotion is your energy in motion, your frequency and your vibration coming off of your body sends a signal out to the universe that says, yeah, I'm bad. And so therefore I don't deserve. It's not safe to deserve. It's not safe to believe that I deserve. And so what is the trick here? What are we talking about? We cannot find our blocks from our brain. We cannot use our conscious brain to see subconscious beliefs that live in our blind spots back here behind our ears, right? I can't see that without someone reflecting to me the patterns that I need to see, the beliefs that I need to see. Absolutely love my therapist. Thank goodness he is also a spiritual person and has literally been the catalyst for most of what I teach. Is when I discovered the nervous system and the subconscious limbic system programs, then we could tackle it with a somatic healing therapy like trauma spotting through source tapping that I do, so that we can reprogram. And it's not like EFT tapping, it's different, right? We work with the natural healing abilities of the body. If you think about when you get a cut on your arm, you don't have to tell your body how to heal that. It knows how to do it. But if you're pouring salt and vinegar on that wound, it will not heal. You have to provide the proper environment. And so that the same goes for our bodies. If we are living in a hypervigilant state, constantly living with these beliefs that I can't trust myself, I have to look to others for advice, I'm responsible for how everyone else feels, I have to give so much of myself so that I have proven that I'm value and worthy and hope that they return the favor. right? These are all subconscious programs that create that stress environment in the body, that create the hypervigilance, which is blocking and resistance, which is masculine, not feminine, where we need to be magnetic to allow to attract and receive. All right. So I know that's getting complex. So I want to distill what I just said one more time. We have to work with the body and the subconscious through a somatic healing therapy like trauma spotting through source tapping. I just call it trauma spotting to make it easier. The body will heal itself. When we do this healing therapy, it then sets the proper environment for healing in the body. So the body can remove these blocks for you. You don't have to do anything with the cognitive brain. That is the beauty of this modality. This is how I was in product development for a long time in the corporate world. And I knew when we found a winning product design or a product idea because it was simple. It was simple and it was easy. And those were the ones that flew off the shelves. And this is the same. Trauma spotting is easy. It's soft. You could technically call it a little bit like shadow work because you have to be willing to look at the thing, but there's not a long, arduous healing process that takes years and years and years of this perpetual healing journey that is really just isolation in disguise, that it can move through you very quickly and very, very easily. The body is the key. So I hope that explains it enough, gives enough examples. I want you to know that if you do not utilize the body to heal, if you do not understand how trauma conditioning and programming lives in the subconscious, if you do not understand how to work with the body and the subconscious to heal, these blocks will be pervasive. And even if you're able to make some steps forward for a while, you will find self-sabotage steps in and you fall back. It's like a glass ceiling that as soon as the nervous system and the body feel like this is not safe, right? We have a program that is opposite of what you're doing right now. It literally acts as that glass ceiling that will keep you from stepping into abundance, purpose, wealth, health, love, freedom, service, healing centers, whatever your dream is. You will continue to feel that confusion of like, I can't find the block. Why can't I move past this? We've been here before, right? That confusion, that overwhelm, the fatigue, the social anxiety, a massive piece of the puzzle here is social connection, because really at the end of the day, what we have is a relational wound, and our ability to relate with others at a nervous system energetic level is inhibited by these blocks, by a highly sensitive nervous system and a overactive limbic system that believes it's not safe to do so. And so isolation, such a huge, massive challenge for heart-centered beings, whether you identify as a light worker or starseed, it doesn't matter. But if you know that you came here to do something, to make a difference in the world, and you cannot get yourself to do it, you find yourself in isolation, you find yourself coming up with all these reasons and excuses why you can't start the business, or you can't step into your purpose, or you can't exit the corporate world, which of course, by the way, I would suggest doing the healing work first. Do not quit before you try, or do not quit before you do the healing and try to start a business, because it is very, very difficult, if not impossible, to manifest from that place of lack and scarcity. So I feel like I've talked a bit longer than I normally would. If you're ready to remove these blocks, if you are ready to learn how to leverage the natural healing abilities of the body, I absolutely would love to hear from you. Shoot me a message. Contact information is in the about section. Otherwise, you can comment below. Just contact me. Let me know you're interested, and we'll see if we're a good match and if the courses and coaching that I offer could be of a benefit to you. I'd love to support you. We are on a mission to shift and change how the world heals. This is part of how we create the new earth. You are a beautiful, shining light that is no longer meant to be a hidden seeker, but the shining light worker you are made to be. All right. I love you, my friends. Namaste, sending you love, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.